welcome to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Bowls Australia and powered by Drinkwise and Aero Bowls. Last week, in our previous edition of the Bowl Show, we saw one of the BPL's newest franchises, the Geelong Jets, secure their first ever grand final spot. And it was an amazing achievement in just their second BPL event. And this week, we'll find out if it's the Melbourne Pulse or the Gold Coast Hawks who will face them for the title in today's preliminary final. Val, as I welcome you in, Val Febbo, our expert here on the Bowl Show. Great to have you in. It was a great achievement last week, but today, preliminary final action, it always promises to be pretty thrilling.
Yeah, finals at the BPL, you never really know what you're going to get, but when it comes to a BPL final, anything can happen, and this one is really exciting. It's a great story. The Hawks get in, well, you know, after coming last at BPL 20, that's an incredible resurrection in itself. But the Pulse, they won at BPL 19 at Moama. Can they go back-to-back on the Murray? Who knows? But it's going to be really, really enthralling. And who will face the Jets next week? Who knows? A great contest we have coming up for you today on this edition of the Bowl Show. Of course, we are here all thanks to Aero and their Actuality logo. You can personalise your set of Aero bowls with any logo you wish. Aero's patented process prints onto your bowl permanently in full colour, so be sure to visit Aero Bowls and get your hands on these premium bowls. Let's open with some news from across the bowls world, and this is all thanks to OMF. Better sleep, better performance, every match, every day. And a bowler well known to feature on the Bowl Show, Caitlin Inch, has secured her fourth Queensland State singles title against opponent Dale Rayner. After falling short in last year's final against Chloe Stewart, Inch returned with determination, storming to an early 11-0 lead. Rayner fought back to narrow the margin to 14-9, but Inch responded emphatically, winning the next 5 ends to seal a dominant win. 4 state title wins, Val, is a massive achievement, and it's on par with some of the accolades you'd see for our right-at-home Jackaroos bowlers and what they've achieved. Yeah, look, to do that in Queensland is really difficult. The pool of players there is enormous. So to win 4 is absolutely no joke. You are a good bowler if you've done that. And we know Caitlin is. She's a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. You know, she's been there and done that for the New Zealand Blackjack. She's a superstar of the game. You know, we've seen her at the Bowls Premier League on this show, and look, I'm so impressed with how she just continues to regroup. The way that she goes about her business, it's so impressive. And to win it 4 times, now she'll feature at the Nationals later on in this year in Tasmania for the first time. So really excited for that.
Yeah, incredible achievement. Well done, Caitlin Inch. As we move on, it's time for Have You Heard? All thanks to Audica. Be hearing healthy with Audica. What you brought to the table for us this week, Val?
Yeah, just a quick shout out to Lee Schreiner and Serena Bonnell. So they've become, the right at home Jackaroo and Para Jackaroo have become AIS Thrive with Pride ambassadors. So really angling on that inclusivity factor and trying to create environments in bowls where people feel safe and included, and I absolutely love that. So well done to both Lee Schreiner, who's going from strength to strength once again, and Serena Bonnell just continues to be a pioneer for this sport and inclusivity.
Top stuff, excellent. Let's get stuck into today's feature match on the Bowl Show as we relive all the action from BPL 21 in February, and we move on to the preliminary final stage of the competition as the Melbourne Pulse have a chance at redemption against the Gold Coast Hawks. Val, take us through the lineups, all thanks to Right at Home, the Right Care Right at Home, Australia's premier in-home care provider.
Yeah, the Hawks, Nathan Rice, Kelsey Cottrell and Nick Brett. This team, we saw them last week, very good. They've really honed their consistency. They've got a consistent lineup and tactics on the rink, so great to watch. And their coach, Mark Thatcher, he's doing wonderful things behind the scenes. And then you've got the Pulse, Gary Kelly, Barry Lester and Ellen Fife with their coach, Jeremy Henry. Looking forward to seeing how this one pans out.
Well, our coverage of the BPL 21 preliminary final begins right after this short break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise and Aero Bowls. We're here at the Moama Bowls Club for the preliminary final of the BPL 21 tournament between the Gold Coast Hawks and the Melbourne Pulse. Let's crack into the action.
The Gold Coast take one from it, almost with a little bit of an embarrassed look about themselves with the accidental one, but they'll take it.
Bowl rolled up the green. I'm perplexed.
Melbourne Pulse power play. 3-1 lead to the Hawks. the first tiebreak loss of BPL 21 in the previous game in the semi for the Pulse.
Yeah, it's some statistic, isn't it? Yeah. I think when you look at how well Gary Kelly plays when needed, under the pressure, I think if any team can win all their tiebreakers, it's probably the Pulse. He just has a way of finding the big ball when it's needed.
Yeah, he sure does. Great stab, but somehow no surprise. Lurch.
Right up, Lurchy. Right up. And again. And again. Yeah, decent.
Fair effort.
She's just on a wider line this time, Alan, but can still get around. Yeah, she's navigated her way around the front. It's finished in a really handy home. Lurch just needs to find that extra weight this time. Give it a chance to trail. If you miss, you finish in a good home. Oh, he's played well. Really well.
Got one, but just you draw into it. Played it well. Played it well.
Gary likes it.
Yeah.
Well
Sure
played,
does.
well done, Els.
Yeah, gotten it right out of there. Ooh, the advantage of the Pulse.
Well played, well done,
Three
Els.
of the Gold Coast bowls were short of the jack, so the trails have worked in their advantage.
Right Care, right at home, Australia's premier in-home care provider. Pulse have flipped up the head. Courtesy of that precision. Nick Brett steps up to the mat.
Almost sneaked through there. If Gary Kelly can nail this, it makes Nick Brett's job really difficult. I don't think he's going to get around though.
Come on, Nick. Come on, mate. Yep.
Loaded things for Gold Coast.
Oh, there, mate.
It's not ideal result at all.
Come on, all you got now.
It's a yellow paddle. Can Nick Brett double it up?
Got a great way, just got to get back. Yeah, it's a counter.
Going to slide by.
Yeah, the ball was handy, just missed the line a little bit on the tighter side. Great opportunity here for Nick Brett. In all sorts of trouble, and all of a sudden he's got the opportunity to draw for three.
Hurry. Go.
It's done well.
Sure has. Three down, power play, last bowl for Gaz.
Yeah, and there's a lot of traffic in the way. It's quite a difficult shot.
He's really got to convert here if they're to win the set. Can he navigate it? Still interested, might get some assistance too, and does. Gary Kelly still coming, there's the shot. Big conversion for the Pulse.
That was a humongous shot in this set to be able to draw that. Especially after, you know, the disappointing of giving the shot away with his first bowl.
We're going to take a quick break here on The Bowl Show, but stick around for more action on the other side. Welcome back to the Bowl Show. All thanks to Drink Wise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise, and Aero Bowls. Let's get back into the bowls action.
He obviously was disappointed with himself. His first bowl, was not ideal. He knocked their short one up for, a couple of metres. So he's very disappointed himself. But to manage to regroup and draw an outstanding shot like that, that's what makes him a champion.
Hawks power play, a non-factor winner at this end. Takes the first.
Hi, mate. Well done. Well done.
One on the tee.
Really good correction here as well by Allen.
Don't matter if he's just here.
Nathan Rice. That's a fair effort.
Good, mate. Well done. Yeah, you've been playing our hands so well. Just stay there.
It's key this end just to get bowls in really good positions. Skips are going to make changes, so you want to set it up as much as you can to be in the favour for your team.
Yeah, good home here, Els. I'll play with you, buddy. How about you go a bit more? Yeah.
It's a great three from Ellen Fife.
Yeah.
Two back bowls, the shot.
Right, Nathan Rice, we'll see him give this a big chance, try and the jack into the ditch.
Down, Lurchy.
It is close, very close.
Nick Brett knew it. He found it. Enough space, certainly, to draw to the plinth, but that is some shot from Nathan Rice.
It was a bit unlucky, really. The jack sort of ran along a little bit in the ditch away from his bowl. Giving Gary probably just under a metre of room to draw.
Sheriff Wedlock, T. Sammy Atkinson, State Junior Lily Vardy, they all agree some of Aero's world and Australian champions. It's the same line every time that's the key to their success. That'll take it.
Skips 3 bowls. Same amount of opportunities to draw as close as they can.
Love it out of the hands.
Yeah, buddy. Come on, guys.
Looks all right. Just got to woo up a little. I don't.
Oh, he couldn't, could he? No.
It looked like it stopped for half a second.
Does have such a feel for this very situation, Gary Kelly.
Well, you were right. He said he looked like he didn't like it. I don't think he imagined it was going to just fall in like that. Oh, Nicky Brett, that's it. That is the shot.
Oh, look out. Right on it. Next to perfect weight from Nick Brett. What a shot.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to get closer than that. Any closer and it's going to roll in. That is absolute perfection. Gary Kelly, he's going to need to try and get that ball into the ditch.
Come on, guys.
It's got to be close.
Gave it a red-hot chance. That must have shaved the paint off.
There's barely a gap between the ball and around past millimetres.
Hawks will come away with the first set here. They've got one in hand. Nick Brett will let it go, and they take the set courtesy of his draw to the drink.
Stick around for more action on the Bowl Show after the break. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise and Aero Bowls. Let's head back out to the rink.
Come on, guys.
Liking the look of the line.
Close. He's got it, but
The wrong side of the jack. It was a great shot, otherwise. Fine margins.
yeah, it was just perfect weight. Just didn't quite get the right angle, and it went straight to where Nick's first bowl had finished. So now he's just got to draw the same sort of bowl.
Yeah, it's got to be there, I think, mate. You don't want to crash in the front. You can dead draw it there if you like. You saw Nicky's rail out then.
Gary Kelly again at pressure moments. Gonna pull up.
I think he has. I think he's drawn it.
Cheers from the Pulse crowd. Blue paddle, not much in it. Now Nick Brett, conversion opportunity.
Well, so
Maybe a measure, no one with any real confidence.
yeah, Gussel's got the tape measure out, so we'll have a look at this.
Squash pie. Coming out like a squash pie.
Confirmation of the Pulse taking their second straight ends. And it's the first time in this match they have had a lead in either set. 3-2 after 3 ends. This will be fascinating to see if the Pulse can head to a tiebreaker where they are so effective, Clive.
A wonderful BPL 21 for tiebreaks, except for, I suppose, except for tonight. They dropped their first one, as you mentioned earlier, Liam, but Catherine Rednall joins me, and this one is right on a knife edge.
Yeah, absolutely is. Kelsey's been outstanding so far, hasn't she? So she'll be hoping to keep that up and just nick them over the line, I think.
A 3-2 lead in that measure. I mean, got to say, from our vantage point, we thought Nick Brett had got the job done there, but...
Yeah, it definitely looked like it, especially, I think, without the touch, he was good for shot, but...
Kelsey Cottrell has been so good since coming on.
She's
Again,
absolutely middled the rink going this way, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Which has been so good.
Again, down on a perfect line.
Great start.
Well, it's well played. It's a touch short, but always harder to draw to that jack when you can't see it, Catherine.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think you've got to remember the tactics of the Pulse as well. They're always up and at it, aren't they, and potentially looking for the runner for Gary. So something on the centre line, I would say, is always pretty good against them. I think Nikki will be quite pleased anyway.
And Barry's overdone this, which can be the issue when you can't see the jack, and sometimes just play a little bit too much weight. Even for experienced players, it can still catch you.
Yeah,
you know you've got to get round that ball.
You certainly do, and that forehand is quite speedy as well, especially at this time of the night compared to that backhand. The little breeze coming in does scoot it along a bit, so...
Certainly cooled down a little bit more. As you would expect, as night has fallen.
Kelso's good here again.
Now,
Nikki's asking it to stay middle. She has. Great bowl.
Well, that is just perfect weight control.
And a toucher, which is massive in this position.
And with it loaded up on the jack and the angle to get the bowl off jack clean is covered by Kelsey's first front bowl.
Yep, certainly is. I think Basil just looking to roll the bowl onto the jack and bring his first two into the game.
He's playing to push this. What's he got?
Certainly helps.
Clears the front out the way and trickles up for a good second. And suddenly that angle is now available to chip that bowl off the front of the jack. Interesting to see where the Hawks decide this one should go.
I think Nikki's feet were matching Barry at the back, so...
Hurry, Kels. Hurry.
Yeah, pretty good.
Kelsey's turned her own bowl.
Yep, beat that.
It'll be interesting to see the weight decision here from Gary Kelly.
Yeah, I think this will be quite firm. I don't think Gary's hit as many with that nice, just rolling into it weight as he would normally hope to. So I
Concerned
think
about
this
the
will
only
be
one
quite
bowl
firm.
there, though, Catherine?
Yeah, but I think at this point in the game, he's probably just got to take the chance.
He's controlled it with this one. Oh, and he's very close.
I'm sure he's quite got enough.
So that has just nudged the jack, and that will be two. But now the jack is visible from the mat.
Just not sure with that weight he was ever going to get it past Kelsey's back one. He's definitely improved it for himself, but...
Well, the door's open.
It is indeed.
Enough that you get the bowl as well.
Pulse lead at 3-2. Having lost the first set, this end is crucial. He's just going to be wide of the jack, but he's got one of the bowls.
You're the next, mate.
Yeah, and it's gone too, which sets him up pretty well for the last one. Nick will just be trying to get to those back ones.
Well, importantly, Nick's still got two bowls to play on this end. Gary down to just one. So it looks like they've abandoned that idea and they're going to try and hide the jack.
Yeah, I think be proactive, get the jack first, really shut it down and take the shot away from Gary. If he misses, he's playing the right weight to finish past as well. So that's a really good bowl from Nick.
It's not always about getting exactly what you're going for. It's about where you land if you slightly miss, and that is perfect.
Played perfect weight there.
And we saw Gary Kelly get two Hawks bowls out in this direction previously in this match. And he find a way to the shot bowl here. It's a wideish line. It's coming now. Here it comes. What's he got?
Of it.
He's got the jack. Two in the ditch is the call from Barry Lester. Now there is room, and we've seen Nick draw to the ditch earlier in the match and do it with precision.
Yeah, these are the ones that look easy, but certainly are not.
He's got room. He's got bordering on 4 feet. But there is no reward for quick.
Thinks he's heavy, judging on Nick's body language.
There's no reward for quick. This is going to find the ditch. Barry makes sure it doesn't move the jack because there may be a measure on here. Not sure Kelsey will just concede two. I think we might go to a tape. Power play has been called. That's by the Hawks.
Yeah, they've left their power play till late, haven't they? Which will be beneficial for them after that last shot from Gary Kelly, I would have thought.
Let's have a look here. And we have confirmed 2 shots.
Stick around for more action on the Bowl Show after the break. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise, and Aero Bowls. We now head back to our competitors on the green.
So they lead it 5 shots to 2. It's a Hawks power play. So the equation is fairly simple. There's 2 shots required for the Hawks.
Yeah, that was massive, that measure as well, because a 2 is certainly more tricky than a 1. There is always a 2 on, but just winning the end would have been pretty much in the Gold Coast Hawks' hands, I think. But a 2 is slightly more of a challenge.
Absolutely. So the 2 just So just confirming, the Pulse have called their power play as well, but their power play will not make a difference in this one. If the Pulse win the end, we're off to a tiebreak to decide our other grand finalists as the Jets eagerly await. It feels like the Jets have been waiting forever for their grand final. It feels like they've been waiting a couple of days even.
Yeah, it does. This game seemed like a long one, hasn't it? It's been a lot of twists and turns.
I'm just talking about how far they've been on top of the table.
Oh, yeah, they have. They've been absolutely outstanding throughout the whole tournament. And I think if they'd have lost that last game on a tiebreak, it probably would have been a tragedy, because they've been just absolutely fantastic. Dominated the whole way through the last few days.
How much you enjoyed your time back in Australia, Catherine?
Oh, I've absolutely loved it. You know, it's an honour to come over here and represent the Pirates, and didn't get the result that maybe we'd hoped for, but
a lot of tiebreaks.
Yeah, so like 14, I think.
Hang on, did
ridiculous.
You say the Pirates? Yes,
yes,
the Pirates.
I did say the Pirates.
15 tiebreaks, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely mental, and we didn't win very many. Yeah, but I've absolutely loved it. You know, the last one was totally new for me. The format, the team, everything was new, and I certainly feel like I've gone better in this one, apart from the TV game yesterday, which I was woeful, and I think I could have kicked them closer. But yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant.
15 tiebreaks is insane.
Don't remind Alex of that score.
Generally, the stat is around about just over 40% of games go to tiebreaks. You're going closer to 70%.
Yeah, maybe more, I think.
All right. Barry Lester holding sway here just. Remember, the Hawks need 2 shots to confirm a place in the grand final against the Jets. Anything less than that, or an end to the Pulse, and we'll be going to a triples tiebreak. Barry Lester just misses the jack. Finishes in a nice home.
Yes, good shooting from Baz there. He's in the area that he would want to be.
Nice landing zone there for Kelsey.
Certainly is, yeah.
All about line, this. All about line.
He needs to just get down.
Didn't quite work. Just takes away the landing zone slightly, although getting to the yellow could still fall in for shot.
Yeah, certainly a chance for Nicky with 3.
The only issue with getting to the yellow is it'll probably just turn the Pulse bowl over as well.
Yeah, there's a pretty large zone for trailing the jack if you're Gary, or just landing anything to shut it down, isn't there? So
that's the area he'll be keen on.
Pretty good.
Does he take this zone away a bit? Well, yes.
Locks himself in too.
Feels like there's more. Feels like there's more to come here. Feels like there's more to happen before this end is over. It's Brett. Just needs it to drop down, not going to. That's his first look. He's still got 2 more to fire.
Yeah, and that might just win him the tee as well, just having sat that over. So
looks like it.
If he gets it through to here, it's 2. Turn line.
Do you think that was maybe just a little quick?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to play it that quick, judging by his body language of a slap of the thigh and a waft of the hand. So
just needs to let it break a little bit.
Yeah, it's not the bendiest hand in the world, so good pace is key down there too.
Guys, mate.
That's a good ball.
Same shot with just a little bit less weight. He's just pulled up on that one. Plenty of time left on the shot clock.
Better weight.
Dropping away.
No, he needs to stay on to give himself a chance. Yeah, has done.
Just remember that one shot here to the Hawks won't be enough.
No.
It would double to 2, but the Pulse will still take the set.
Yeah, I think Nick's only hope is middling the jack and taking it in the ditch to his last bowl. So
does Gary Kelly potentially attack that bowl if he's got to look at it?
Yep. No. I'm not sure. Not quite sure what weight he's played.
Is he looking to... No, he's just
No.
trying to get another one in the zone and maybe close that gap at the back.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not really done anything useful, I would say. That I think he was trying to just land in there and lock the jack.
perhaps the only thing about turning that bowl over is just close the door slightly in terms of how much room there is for the jack. It almost means now it must be belly jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any angle on that jack and it's likely to lock in amongst the Pulse bowls. So here we go. Nick Brett, it's on its way. He's very close.
He is very close.
Just on the outside of it.
Effort.
So that'll be a big collect to the Pulse. I don't know that we're worried too much about how many it is. It was 2 double to 4 by the looks of it. It doesn't matter because it is all on the line here.
Here we go.
We go to a three-player, a triples tiebreak. One end to determine who joins the Jets in the BPL 21 Grand Final. Catherine, neutral observers, we always want a tiebreak.
We do.
We've got one.
Unless you're playing. Yeah, I think the one-end tiebreak is absolutely anyone's as well. So.
Well, let's just remember the Pulse have only lost one tiebreak all week.
Have they?
That was around an hour ago.
Ah, was that the first one they'd lost? Blimey.
Yes.
Okay.
They are
That will
5
be
from
sticking
6.
in their minds then.
They are 5 from 6. The Hawks are 6 from 9 for the week.
Yeah, again, a pretty impressive stat, that.
Both teams have enjoyed success in the tiebreak. Only one will enjoy success in the tiebreak right here, and only one will book a place in the grand final. Kelsey Short with the first. A little bit of chatter amongst the crowd with that one. A little bit of nervous energy in the crowd.
Yeah, it's so easily done. It's so intense out there.
Nervous energy from the crowd.
Yeah.
Translate onto the
Does.
game, can't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Still a bit of room.
Well, wouldn't be a better corrector in the business than Kelsey Cottrell.
Yeah, and I don't think she's had a bowl outside 18 inches the whole game, so you would like to think that this one would be nearer. Just got to hang on.
It's just going to drop across the front. Ellen Fife. The most minor of corrections required to get right to the jack.
Very good line from Elsie again.
She's trotting after it. Now, where does this go? How does this land?
Should be fairly pleased with that.
Not bad, is it?
No.
No real target.
And pretty much in the line as well, defending the other one, so.
22 rounds. It comes down to one end. Determine who makes the grand final. Pulse have already been here once, and the Jets got them in a tiebreak. And they make amends.
Good home there from Nathan. I don't think he'll be too unhappy with that one.
Pulse are heading straight round for the back tee right now.
Yeah, getting it in early, aren't they?
Well, it's just essentially to say the Hawks can't play that shot.
Certainly is. Keep them to the draw.
This is going to do the job. That will, unless they're desperate now, the Hawks will not play that big weight.
No.
They may have to nominate a kill. They do have that up their sleeve. They do get an option to nominate the kill once in the tiebreak.
Tell you what.
He's very close, is Nathan Rice.
This is a bowl here from
Nathan Rice.
What a bowl.
What a shot, Nathan Rice.
Great shot.
All the experience
Yeah, he's had a great BPL as well, Nathan has, playing both positions. He's skipped, he's led, he's tie-breaked.
We say it over and over at a BPL. This guy was known for years for his weighted shot, but his draw shot is just so pristine.
And there's no one more chilled either.
No.
Maybe Scotty T. I might
Barry Lester
exaggerate.
in reply is just holding on the outside. Nathan Rice with his son watching on, Levi. Doesn't take much to pick that they are father and son. And his son getting inspiration from Dad on the biggest stage of them all.
Yeah, it's great. It means so much, doesn't it? When
There they are on the bench.
there you go.
Hiding behind the trophy.
Nicky's going past it. Saying to Gary, go get it.
So, does Gary play weight that allows him to land or push the pulse bowl up onto the target, or does he just go flat out at it?
I think from Barry's call there, he was just pointing at the inside of the bowl, so I think it will be slightly firmer. However, the better result would definitely be just a little push and stop.
Barry, the expert with a confident call.
Certainly is.
Big on a confident call. It is solid weight.
It's tight to me.
What's happening? Edge? No. No edge. Okay. So now the Hawks have 30 seconds plus potentially a timeout to decide where to put this last bowl. Bowl up onto Jack for the pulse. They're going to figure out exactly what Gary's going to play here and try and put a bowl to cover that. So bowl up onto Jack.
Yeah, I think where Kelsey stood weight-wise is probably where Nicky's going to be.
2 or 3 metres past with the
Yeah,
Jack.
there's quite a bit of distance in between Ellen's bowl and the Jack, which would make you think that it probably will not middle the Jack. I think Nicky will just be trying to split them
They
out
still
to the
have their
side.
timeout. You only get one of them. So
It definitely won't be a blocker, I can tell you that much, because Nicky is absolutely horrendous at a blocker, and he would say that himself.
love the inside knowledge.
Blocker and covering is not Nicky's forte. Anything else, we're happy.
Going exactly where we
perfect.
discussed. So they've got the back of the rink covered. They've got the sort of 2 metre move of the Jack, 2 or 3 metre, and the nomination of the kill has come out. So this is going to be a big weight.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Gary now.
I mean, the yellow one sort of sticks out to the side, doesn't it? And shouts, come and get me, but it's such a difficult shot.
Here we go. BPL 21 Grand Final on the line with weight. Gary Kelly is going to need this to hang on.
Tight to me, Clive.
It might be finding the gap. It has found the gap, and the Hawks have done it. They squeezed into the grand final by the barest of margins earlier on, and they've done it. They have booked a place in the grand final against the Jets. What a fantastic display from the Hawks.
I think they deserved that. Kelsey was absolutely brilliant first set up front, and they've just bowled some big bowls at the right time, and really, really pleased for them.
Well, the Pulse, they hadn't lost a tiebreak coming into tonight, and they've gone out in 2 tiebreaks. Who would have thought that could be the case? Catherine Rednall, thank you so much. Safe travels home, and we look forward to seeing you when you're back in Australia.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
pleasure.
Clive.
Yep. What a result for the Hawks. It'll be the Hawks and the Jets for the BPL 21 title. That's not far away, but first, Lindsay gets to talk to the man that played the winning bowl for the Hawks. It's Nathan Rice.
Yes, the man of the moment, Lecce, fresh off the bench and played the match winner. That must feel pretty good.
It does. I felt good all game, and I had a good line at first. I just knew I had to take a little bit off, and lucky enough, Gary missed twice. I backed him to get it, but lucky for us, he missed, and we're in the final.
Yahoo! I was going to say that game, it really felt like you had most of the momentum. It felt like you're the most consistent team, but they managed to force a tie-break. Any nerves there at all?
No, really. When you're on the bench and you got Kels there and Nick, I was feeling pretty comfortable. I knew it was going to be tight, but we got the tie-break and we're in the final.
Awesome, Lecce. I'll let you go have a minute. Get ready for this grand final. It's going to be epic.
Thanks, Lenny.
Well, what a match that was. Join us on the other side of the break for the Bowl Show Awards. Back soon. to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Bowls Australia and powered by Drinkwise and Aero Bowls. And Val, the Gold Coast Hawks have had themselves the run of a lifetime in BPL 21, and they find themselves in the BPL 21 final, an incredible event.
Well, I've got no words to describe how shocked I am that they've gone from the back house to the penthouse right now. Well, almost the penthouse, because the way that they've played has been extraordinary. Nick Brett, Kelsey Cottrell, Nathan Rice, round of applause. They've just been magnificent throughout this tournament. They thoroughly deserve their spot. Yeah, one of the great stories of this season's BPL 21, obviously. So into the final they go, and it's time to wrap up this match with our Bowl Show awards, starting with the play of the day, all thanks to Titanium Caravans. Go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. And Val, our play of the day today, I reckon was a guy that we had on the Bowl Show awards just a couple of episodes ago. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend, Nicky Brett. His draw to the ditch in the last end of the opening set. This was just phenomenal. The way that he managed to get this bowl to stop right on the precipice of the ditch, and that sealed the opening set for the Hawks to give them a nice little platform before the Melbourne Pulse managed to fight their way back and force a breaker. And now for the moment of the match, all thanks to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. What was the moment of the match today, Val? Well, this ended up being the shot for the Gold Coast Hawks. Nathan Rice, we know he can skip, we know he can lead, we know he can do it all, but this is the one. He's got such a fine touch, and this ended up being the shot in the tiebreak to send the Hawks through to the BPL 21 Grand Final. And that's it for the Bowl Show Awards, and that's all we have time for today on our edition of the Bowl Show. But make sure to check out the entire Aero Bowls collection, including their Actuality logo. Personalise your set of Aero Bowls with any logo you wish. Aero's patented process prints onto your bowl permanently in full colour. And next week, we cannot wait to bring you the final of the BPL 21 competition between the Geelong Jets and the Gold Coast Hawks. Two teams, Val, making their BPL Grand Final debut, and the other in just their second ever final. So there's storylines either way, new franchise or from last to first, from one edition of the BPL to the next. It's going to be, whichever way you slice it up, it's going to be a pretty good story. Yeah, I'm pumped, Jordan. I think it's going to be an amazing Grand Final. The Hawks, well, they're 1 from 1 in their BPL Grand Finals. It's been a long time coming. Can they win BPL 21? The Jets are going to do everything they can to stop them. Thank you again, Val. Thanks, Jordan. See you again next week. And we'll see you again next week as we rejoin you on The Bowl Show. The Bowl Show would not be possible without the generous support of Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. OMF, sleep deeper, recover faster, perform stronger. Wake up refreshed, energised and ready to dominate every game. Audica, your hearing is our expertise. Right at home, the right care right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Titanium Caravans, service your caravan with the industry leaders, Titanium Caravans. Aero Bowls, the same line every time. And of course, Bowls Australia.